Hello my friends, so I welcome you in the love and in the light of the one infinite creator. And in today's session, I have channeled the Galactic Federation in order to query about certain things which were asked on my recent poll on this channel. And the queries which have been asked are as follows. So the first thing I wanted to know was about is time travel possible? And do elites possess time travel technology? Because I wanted to know if there are elites in the world who possess such time travel technologies, right? So this is asked in the session and they have answered about this as well. About everyone is saying that the CERN laboratories they are doing something on the 5th of July. The 4th and the 5th of July, they are doing something, right? So I want to know, what is up with that? Okay, is it related with something with us? Is it related with light workers? Is it related with star seeds, wanderers? How is it related? So I have asked about that in this session, and also they have told us about the next looking glass event number 4, which we need to be aware of in order to have the possibility of overcoming it. Okay, because in essence what they're doing is they're giving us information about what the looking glass artifact, which many of you already know is a device which projects future timelines. So they have described the event number 4, which we can prevent using our awareness. So the more we become aware that this is happening, the more there is a likelihood that we can prevent it. So this is what was said in the session, okay? And the other thing that they have talked about is a very important method, okay? This is a very important method of overcoming yourself. They talk about how we can train our consciousness and we can prepare ourselves for faster ascension into the 4th density or even higher. And this method, I believe, is one of the methods that even highly awake spiritual masters they use to awaken fully. And it's a wonderful technique. It's simply using our consciousness, and they describe how we can use that in the session. So before the session begins, I just want to say a big thank you to all of you for liking the video, and enjoy the session, my friends. Here it is.
We are the Galactic Federation now, communicating through this channel from the inner domain of the silence within the self. Our communication is now occurring from our location in the planet referred to by your people in your vibration sequence terms as Saturn. We greet all of you today for the purpose of answering the queries that are found in the mind space of this instrument. We shall now address certain queries which are in alignment for the purpose of providing greater clarity to your people at this time. We are communicating from the level of density referred to by your people as the later 6th density consciousness. And we must warn each one of you to use extreme discernment of the mind, the body and the spirit. For discernment is a method which is required for any civilization to be given the choice of choosing which type of thought form will be resonated with and will be adhered to. We shall now address the queries. The first query which we can sense in the mind space of this channel pertains to what is the possibility of a time travel device existing at this time on the Earth planet, and do the so-called elites possess such technology? In this regard, we must state that there is a high chance that the so-called elites of your planet already possess this technology of time travel, which requires extreme ability to control the consciousness of the self. Only those entities who have advanced level of consciousness control can find themselves using the process of energy manipulation to enter into frequencies required for such time travel process to occur, which means that the so-called elites upon your planet, there are many who are currently using the technology provided to them by the Orions. Such technology includes technological devices which were created by the Orions. Many such technological devices provide the entities the ability to enter into different timelines and to affect timelines using the manipulation of energy, which is an advanced form of energy manipulation which can be performed by entities who are of a high level of consciousness balanced nature, which means that there are entities in your Earth planet already who have such technology and who are using to control humanity. For example, consider your own self. If you want to change certain portions of your timeline of your experience, you can do so using your imagination complex, which is the closest form factor to the Creator. You have to become capable of disassociating your inner voices which use language, as all the voices which you hear within your mind uses a form of language which you are capable of understanding. Such language has then been used by the egoic mind for the purpose of using the patterns of language in the use of transportation and understanding of totality, furthering the progress of incarnation and incarnation. As you begin to disassociate your language patterns from your mind space, you begin to become pure consciousness, and you have the faculty of imagination, which then begins to operate in a pure format. This will then give you a great ability to manipulate timelines and enter into timelines wherein there are different possibilities existing. This will allow each entity in this timeline to have this ability of using energy manipulation at this time. Furthermore, we are now going to state that the elites have been using such a technology of controlling humanity for a large number of times. Since the times of Atlantis, there have been entities who have access to such a technology and have been controlling the fate of The people of such timelines, including the people of the Earth planet currently, find themselves in different situations because of the manipulation of the time travel devices. We shall now address the other portion of the query which pertains to the looking glass event number 4 as we can scan. Upon scanning the vibrations offered from the looking glass artifact, we are of the opinion that this event, which may happen if there is not enough awareness created upon the Earth planet at the time of around June, we correct this instrument, July 15, the effects of the activation of the CERN laboratories will be evidently clear, as the CERN laboratories they will activate, and they have been secretly activated many a times by the people who are in control of such a device, which can alter the energy vortex system of the Earth planet. The main activation of the CERN labs, as known by you people, which is destined to happen in the timeline of July 5th, will create massive numbers of energy imbalances in the vortices of your Earth planet, since there is a large number of energy centers within the Earth's planetary sphere. This will then provide the energy vortex to inculcate a different type of evolutionary pattern which resembles the understanding of realization and the aspects of creation of the type of distortion or energy field imbalance. Such a energy field imbalance can be spotted from afar by beings from higher dimensions, and we can state that the activation of the CERN labs is going to be a direct energy attack upon the wanderers, the star seeds, and other indigo children or indigo souls who have incarnated at this time for a specific purpose of allowing the higher levels of consciousness to awaken within the self. There are greater pathways of alignment within the domain of the inner consciousness. Therefore, we, as the Galactic Federation, are now going to state that the energy systems once created cannot be altered easily, much like a manifestation once appearing in your life takes a large number of time for it to go away, because your energy systems have attracted such a manifestation or the ability of the timeline in which you find yourself in. In a similar manner, we, as the Galactic Federation, would like to state that the CERN labs, once created, will furthermore have a high chance of blockages within the self, as all blockages within the self will be created within the domain of the mind space. And all creation, which is created within the domain of the mind space, has the ability of allowing higher levels of reality to occur. Therefore, we must state that the only way to protect from such a energy attack from the CERN labs would be to, firstly, not paying attention to the so-called ceremonial broadcast of the activation of the CERN labs and protecting the energy systems by using separation of language from the inner self. This can be done by following the procedure of focusing on training your consciousness. As your consciousness can be trained to become more activated, this can be done by focusing on one point of the bodily complex and then changing your focus back to the silence within the throat center and cycling the focus of attention between different levels of cycling the attention will provide such an ability of understanding the nature of reality and the appearance of the true self shall occur. This is the one aspect which can be followed at this time. Furthermore, we as the Galactic Federation would like to state that the after effects of this will be seen on July 15th, and we have placed this warning to the wanderers, starseeds, and light workers of the Earth planet to use this exercise to protect themselves from such a energy attack. Therefore, we as the Galactic Federation leave you now. Bye.
So my friends, after watching the session, I hope you have gained some understanding about what is said in the session by the Galactic Federation regarding the next event which is likely to happen on, I think they said is June 15th, right? Firstly, what they have said is on June 5th, there is going to be this activation of CERN laboratories, which I think they are doing it for trying to, use energy as, as an energy attack against all the light workers, starseeds, wanderers, all of us. I think what they're doing is they're trying to, send negative energy towards us, okay? Because many of us, we are already awake. We are awake to what is happening in our world. We don't really believe in what other people tell us. We don't really believe in, the elites or whatever. And also the other thing that was covered in the session was, do the elites have time travel device, right? Technology. I forgot to mention that. So the thing is, they said that, the elites, they already have some machines which were given to them by the Orions, and they have the ability to manipulate timelines. So now, my friends, I think, many of us, we need to be, aware of what is happening. They have technologies which can affect us, affect timelines. So in essence, we can also do that. What they have said is by entering the space within ourselves, which can be accessed via the training of our consciousness, okay? The basic thing what they've said is that our language, since we have a language in our planet, it prevents us from accelerating our ascension, because what it does is our mind, it attaches to the language, and our consciousness becomes attached to the language. So we begin to use it in our mind, inside our head. And that way there is a certain type of problematic situation which may arise, because the language is then used against you for judging, for comparing, for thinking about the future, for arguing against someone in your mind. And all of this is happening inside your mind. So So the thing is, you need to be extra careful about, the types of, words, language you're using inside your, inside your mind, because I believe the egoic self uses language. So I think, one of the things is to disassociate yourself from any language inside your mind, which may be a bit difficult in the beginning, but as you train yourself, you will find you are able to do that. And the simple method is given. I'll describe to you how it works as far as my understanding goes. What they have said is we can use our consciousness to track different locations. So for example, if I'm aware of this point over here, I will be aware of this point, and then as I breathe in, I will go inside and I'll be aware of the silence within my skull. Right? The most important thing is to make sure that there is no words, no language. So again, I go to another point, I return back to the silence. I observe if there is any noise or not, right? And then again, I go here, return back. And if I do this continuously, what happens is that I notice that, there will be no space for your mind to actually use your consciousness to create, future timelines or past timelines. You will be totally in the present moment. And this is one of those great exercises which we can use in order to break free from our limitations of the mind. So therefore, my friends, I hope you have enjoyed this session. And the other thing is, what they've said is, in order to become more protected in the coming days, because the CERN is being activated, we can use this method, and then we will be protected. So this is what was said in the session, my friends, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much.